Howdy folks, thank you very much for tuning in. And today we're going to have a quick look at the Hawke Endurance ED 12 to 36 x 50 spotting scope. And this is just a quick run through, and if you want to read the full specifications there is a link in the description below where you can also purchase if you want. So compared to its bigger brothers, one other than the obvious difference in size, the 50mm version doesn't come with a rotational collar, so bear that in mind, which may or not be a problem depending on what type of tripod you use. And talking of tripods, underneath, as well as the tripod thread, there is also a video pin, which is very handy because I often advise people when they're moving a spotting scope on a tripod, always use the handle, but a lot of people still do move the scope itself rather than tripod handle, and without that video pin sometimes they can come a bit loose with potential disastrous consequences. So it does feel very solid despite only weighing 714 grams, which is probably similar weight to some of the slightly heavier 8x42 binoculars. It comes with a nice sunshade there. They always call them sunshades, but I like to also call them dust protector in case you're out in the field and there's some dust blowing about and you want to keep it off the objective lens. The eye cup is twist type, 1, 2, 3 clicks, and it's quoted as 15mm eye relief, which may put some spectacle wearers off, but I tested with my glasses on and I get a full view throughout the zoom range. And the focuser really is silky smooth to use, especially the fine-tuned one there, which is a joy to use. And coming on to the eyepiece, a minor gripe, but you know, I'm being really nitpicky here. When I first got the scope, I first tried to change the zoom using this lower part here, and I thought it's not moving, but that is actually to unscrew the eyepiece if you want to replace it with the fixed, the wide angle eyepiece that you can buy separately. And you can just see another little ring here at the top, the smaller one, and that is actually your zoom, and it does move incredibly smoothly. But so that bottom one there is just for moving the eyepiece, and the top one is the one that works the zoom. So, as well as the scope itself, you get a very nice stay-on case, very well built, gap there for the tripod connection, and section there you can remove to access the focus wheel. So, onto the most important thing, the optics. And anyone that knows me will know I talk a lot about chromatic aberration or false colour fringing, however you want to describe it. That annoying red and blue tint you get around high contrast subjects. And when you look through these, there is no chromatic aberration whatsoever. Excuse me, I mean none. Throughout the zoom range, in the centre of the view, halfway out, right on the edge, there is zero chromatic aberration. And I was just testing these out, looking at some birds in some branches, very heavily backlit, and there was no colour fringing whatsoever around the birds. And so for the discerning user that really does tick a lot of boxes. And as you know with me, a lot of things, another thing I check quite regular is barrel distortion. There isn't any. Nice straight lines across the range, no pin cushion distortion either. Really quite astonishing with regards to that. And chromatic aberration aside, colours and contrast from a little 50mm lens, including the low light performance, and these are fully multi-coated. Looking into the shadows, as I was just testing them now, you can see an immense amount of detail, which is incredible really for a 50mm lens. So the close focus on these is about 2.5 meters, so it's not just for looking at distant objects. And talking of distant objects, it's only 12 to 36 times, but for most uses, if you like bird eye that I normally go to, the regular bittern or kingfisher, we're only like 20-30 metres away, and so if that's the sort of thing you like looking at, then that's all the magnification you need really. I think I mentioned the high contrast, which is helped by virtually no internal reflection, really nice internal baffling, and that does make a difference. So all in all, other than, well, just my opinion anyway, just the small focus wheel there, like when I thought it was mainly the big one there. So other than that, minor, very minor gripe, there's really nothing you can fault with this spotting scope. So thank you very much for watching as always, and please check out the links in the description below.